Do you think you could live off the grid?
Define out of the grid, just completely no power, Amish, or what?
Like homie here. Like you just go out in the middle of nowhere, you build a cabin in the woods slowly over time, and you just do what you do. You know, it's whatever you find, whatever you kill, that type of shit. See, like I feel like homie fucked up here because he didn't have his house already built, which is what he's doing now. This is an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, it looks like there's snow on the ground.
Yeah.
So this is like in the dead middle of winter or what? What's going on with that?
I don't know too much about it. I watched the whole hour and 30 minutes, but it's this dude who lived in like a city. That's what the beginning was, him walking around in the city.
Yeah, so we're watching this dude just go out and do exactly what he's talking about. Build his house, catch his food, fishing, hunting. I don't know, man. That's crazy to think about. I've never been in that scenario, so I would just go there and be like, oh, where's Wi-Fi? You know what I'm saying? It's hard because it's hard to imagine 100% being on that. Because if you mess up something, you have no shelter. I messed up my roof. Oh, well, now you got water coming in, ruining 100%. Everything. Well, didn't catch any fish today. Well, I'm screwed.
See, I feel like I could never just instantly, like you're like, yo, hey, January the 1st, we're going to go live in the woods. I would be down to live like that, but I couldn't do it overnight like that because I don't know enough. You know what I'm saying? It would definitely be like over a 5 or 10 year period of me just slowly but surely learning how everything works out there, you know?
I think that I know that there's been a couple of like reality shows, like quote unquote reality shows.
Survivor.
But I would be really curious to just a regular couple dudes just go out and like, yo, let's take a month off of whatever and let's just go live out in the woods. The only piece of electricity we're gonna bring is a camera and a laptop.
Yeah.
And the laptop's
like
only
just to power that and shit.
Yeah, like just do our own thing like that and just say, yo, for a month, let's just see how far we go. And we could epically fail. It's not just going to be like, oh, hey, they're going to build a log cabin and go hunting. No, we're going to fail. We're going to go hungry a couple days, 100%.
Well, see, I feel like it'd be smart to live as conservative as you can. Like when I sent you that Amish stats, where like they can raise a family of like 12 on like $4,000 a year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It'd be cool. Like,
well, it's because they handpick all their stuff too, man.
Yeah.
I've wanted to learn how to do a garden. That'd be cool.
So I thought it'd be cool to live Amish, but with a little bit of modern technology. You know what I'm saying? Like medicine, brush your teeth every day, and fucking.
So like the medical field, like the common sense, like all right, I don't want my teeth to rot out, but yeah.
Electricity. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't necessarily have to have lights and shit like that, but like
so back in like 1960s before internet. Or after internet.
Well, see, internet would be cool. I just wouldn't. I feel like if you're
it's
in
like
that
90s type deal.
You don't have the choice to sit on your ass and do nothing. Because if you do, you're fucked. That's why Amish people get up at like the break of dawn and work their asses off all day. Because if they don't, they're fucked. There is no like fucking backup plan. You know, I'm sure they got storage systems and all that, but if it's just me and you out in the woods living, if we don't get off our ass that day, and like, even we're not going to want to. We're like, dude, fucking, I can't wait to get up at 5:30 in the morning. If I can go out there and just walk around and look for animals and shit, you're gonna be like, man. But if we don't, we're gonna fucking starve. It's either get up or just be so weak that you can't and die.
Shit like this. Oh, okay. No, I've seen this guy on Facebook. This is the part I saw where he's taking these massive logs and cutting them apart in like Lincoln logs, but real life, actually building a cabin. Yeah. See, this is the part I saw. That's crazy. That's crazy.
See, I feel like it would be cool as fuck to live like that because you're basically just going Wild West.
Well, it changes your goals because the goals now is like, yo, let's at least pay my rent, get some food, and try to be a millionaire. Yeah. That's kind of the goals nowadays. Like, versus, yo, I'm just gonna wake up, work all day, and do whatever.
But see, I think that's a different type of work because you see, we think of work as in like, oh damn, we gotta go to a factory or something and put it in work. There, it's not as much work as it is. It's a need to survive. So you literally, everything you do, you see it pay off 100%. Like you benefit from it, and you're the only one to really benefit from it, you know?
I wonder how you go about learning that from step one, though.
That's what I was saying. Like I couldn't just go out in the woods.
Because I know this guy was saying he was a diesel mechanic before all this, and then he had an accident where he had some kind of rust or something fall in his eye, Dave Mustang style, and then he was done with it.
That dude's a see, that's 2017, right? So if I can imagine like that low key, we could just find a spot in like Utah or something and start living like that and just be out of touch with it. Like that dude right now, he's not worried about anything but what's in front of him. He's not worried about like, oh, how's the North Korea thing going? Do you think Trump's a good president? what about the transgender movement? Like all these social topics, irrelevant. That's what Maynard was talking about. It's like we've put ourselves in a comfortable place where we don't have to worry about food, shelter, and all that. Like that's not even a priority for us. That's why we're overthinking everything else. We're like, if in the 1800s, cowboy days, they didn't give a fuck about anything. They were just like, yo, we just want to live. Every day's a
Well,
struggle.
yeah, back then, you just going out to get food or going to visit your old grandpa Jed was
It's like
just
a
straight
4-month
up.
journey to
It's
fucking
a 4-month
Utah.
journey, just like on Red Dead. You're like, bro, even just traveling 5 minutes, like, oh, bro, this is taking forever, bro.
Yeah.
So take that same frame
So
of
when I
mind,
had
be like,
that wagon-
I might be back in 4 months. If y'all don't live through the winter, well, I love y'all.
Yeah,
And if I died
exactly.
due to a bear attack, well, I love y'all too.
Yeah, exactly.
Later.
You had a greater respect
This
for
is
everything.
crazy to watch.
Like what's cool is like so as it progresses, you see him like slowly but surely. So like he started in January of 2017, and like I said, it's an hour and 30 minutes. So like after he gets his cabin built, you see him sleeping on like a sleeping bag, and then like in the next month he puts in like a concrete spot so he can put a stove in, and the next month after that he just slowly but surely he starts building on piece by piece. That's what I'm saying. I would have to definitely have the cabin built before I would go out there and live full time. Because I'm not that fucking...
Get halfway through, realize you messed up something, have to restart, be like, oh, fuck, bro, it's winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, he did it in the winter, which threw me off. But maybe that was his thing, is like, I want to start in January the 1st. But dude, that's fucking wild.
Just get to that point where you can have a cabin in the woods.
So what would you bring out? Say you couldn't, say there was no electricity. What would be the things you would bring besides the basics of what you would already have, like lanterns and all that shit you would already have? You know what I'm saying? So what would you bring to pass the
Getting
time?
away from modern society, I'd have to bring a guitar.
So I feel like I would bring playing cards, because that was like the original Xbox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's just play solitaire, and if we were there together, it'd be like, let's just play card games. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's what I was thinking of. I was like, I wonder how. Because I don't talk to a lot of people regardless. So not talking to people wouldn't bother me. Just chilling in the woods by myself for a year. I don't think that... It would definitely... I would yawn for conversation. But he got a dog. So I was like, I would just get a sweet-ass koala bear. No, I'm just kidding. I would get a dog. Like, I just get a koala
Just
bear
get
and just
several
sleeps
koala
all day. But
bears,
it's
yeah.
fucking sweet. I'm glad I picked this animal.
I'm a koala bear. I sit on my stomach on the couch and eat all day.
But yeah, fucking... I feel like that wouldn't be the challenging part. The challenging part to me would be to know what to do to survive. You know what I'm
I
saying?
guess there'll be a lot of things you don't think about. Like right there, showing a bear. Imagine waking up being mauled by a bear.
Homie just eating. Well, homie, I seen this one homie had the right idea. He just put his food up. He built like a special like storage space for his food
It's him.
on stilts. No, this is a different dude.
Oh, this is a
I
different
know
dude?
you're talking about the dude I posted
Oh.
on Facebook.
All
The dude
right,
I
all
posted
right.
on Facebook is like an 80-year-old man who did the same thing. But the old man's been living out in the woods for like 30 years.
See, like right there, that felt. He's current day felt. See, that's the type of shit I would use, 100%.
Yeah.
Modern, to a point, modern construction.
Which I feel like that's what we should do, is be as conservative as we can and cut out all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if like none of us lived in like houses, like where it's like we think of today with multiple stories, fucking 4 or 5 garages, all that bullshit. What if we all just had log cabins? Really dope ass, well equipped log cabins, but just log cabins. As far as elements, they wouldn't be high grade like Tony Stark cabins.
See, that's where I liked about going to Gatlinburg. Me and my family went out to Gatlinburg a couple years ago, and it was super. That's exactly what it was. It was a cabin that had stilts in the front because it was on a hill. It was up in the Smoky Mountains. I just like being around nature.
Yeah.
My thing is, I always said I wanted to be around like a river or like a lake. So I really enjoy being around just open bodies of water. Ocean's kind of scary, but I dig that too.
Let's just go to Utah. Let's live in the woods. Low key, let's like save up for 10 years. Fucking slowly but surely learn trades. Because we're not going to learn it all overnight, nor do we know enough to just go out tomorrow and do it. We'll just buy a spot of land, just build a cabin. Just fucking be mountain dudes. We'd be like that Eminem song, until we grow beards and disappear, move to the mountains.
Everybody else is gonna be on new Call of Duty. We're gonna be learning how to build a house.
Yeah, dude, that should be tight. But if like shit ever hit the fan, it's like, yo, fucking whatever in whatever scenario, whether it's fucking like World War III, blah blah, and everything goes to shit, we wouldn't know. We'd just be chilling. Like one day we'll be like, oh shit, there's a lot of people outside. You want us to teach you? Get off my land, boy.
It's back the way you came,
So
boy.
like homie right here, that's the only thing I didn't agree with. He's just sticking grass in between the logs to seal it up better, which I get, but I would just be like, why did you use cement? But that's where, you're like, now I want to use grass.
See, yeah, I don't know enough about that to really say anything, so I have no idea.
I just feel like there's definitely a better way to seal up logs than putting grass in between them to seal them up from airflow. But then again, like later on in the video, he does put little like concrete mixtures in it. And I was like, all right, so was that just a prolonged thing because you didn't have everything up there at the time, or what? It's like, imagine like, I feel like that's the way to go. It's like cowboys, they only lived to be like, what, 25, 30 if they were lucky because of the time it was with
Because all the health issues,
issues and all that. See, we have an advantage on them because we do know a little bit more about germs and shit.
Well, just like back in medieval times, people didn't realize castles were disgusting because they had giant pits of actual shit and piss where people would they'd have different holes, like different rooms that you'd go into, take a shit or a piss, and castles reeked, and there were severe health hazards. They had a lot of people have like eye issues and lung issues because just of how they were breathing, what they were walking through every day. They were super unsafe just to walk through. So I can only imagine back in cowboy days when it's like, yo, I'm 13, I'm middle-aged.
Yeah.
Time to get a wife,
Fucking
have some
my
kids.
back's killing me, man. Fucking getting up there. Do you fuck with westerns?
Done with the movies?
Yeah, just like the whole genre.
I slept on them for a while, and then my parents made me watch Tombstone and the whole I'll Be a Huckleberry. I fucked with it. Fucked with it
So
hard.
you've not even seen the cool westerns. You watch John Wayne movies. True Grit, the original True Grit's what you need to check out. But so I fuck with westerns. Westerns has always been really interesting to me because that's like a clear as day type of visual for what America used to be, right? All bullshit aside, with the Civil War, fucking the politics, it's just straight westerns. You know what I'm saying? And fucking just how we lived. And like that was the last time America was truly like, if you want it, go get it type of hardcore like freedom. You know what I'm saying? That was freedom to its fullest extent.
Too much freedom or just right?
I guess you could argue that it was too much freedom, but it was also a lawless land. You know what I'm saying? So was it too much freedom, or was it just without really any order? It was just fucking crazy. You know? Like, I believe you should be able to fucking... Everybody's entitled to land and work in their land and all that shit. But I also don't think that you should just be able to go over a state, rob a couple banks, and shoot back over there.
Yeah, Red Dead, yeah.
Exactly.
Don't actually be a Red Dead and just go kill people and mug them all the time. Yeah, I feel you.
Imagine if it was like Wild West days without all the crazy crime. You know what I'm saying? So you think you could live like that?
Right now, no.
Yeah. What do you think would be the hardest thing?
Eventually, I feel like if I got used to it, yeah. But it's hard to imagine not having all of the modern.
What would
everything.
be the hardest thing for you to give up?
I'd be bored out of my mind.
See, that's what I was thinking too, is boredom. But see, I feel like music would be the biggest thing that I would
Because
miss.
you got to remember, this is something that if we were to do like by a year at a time, a couple years at a time, I could do that because we could be like, yo,
Wean yourself out of it.
yeah, let's just wing ourselves off of it. Well, I mean, we'd go back to it, but we'd be like, let's just separate from a year. Let's separate for 6 months, year, whatever, 10 years, I don't care. Make some music, come back, release some music, go from there.
Yeah.
Just be able to give that new perspective. So far as actually permanently living like that, the way that I think is goals, and there's not really any goals there other than, okay, today I need to catch extra fish because I ran short yesterday and was hungry all day, so blah, blah, blah. So it's a whole different type of mindset. That's what people don't realize. Think about the whole mindset you have now is, oh, bro, I got to get on and beat this boss, or I got to get a better job. I got to do this. It's not just the idea of having to worry about paying your bills. It's the idea of the urgency of everything it keeps you busy.
Yeah.
But here, there's 100% going to be days where you're just sitting around for 6 hours every day doing nothing.
Yeah, because see, that's what's cool about it. It's like you work your ass off some days, fucking hard. But like I said, it pays off because it's not an everyday thing. It's like an upfront cost thing. You work your ass off at random times.
That's what I'm saying. I'd just be
like planning and then harvesting.
Yeah, I would just be bored out of my mind a lot.
Well, see, I felt like music would be suck not having music. But see, that's what I was thinking. Like, how if Dream World, like if I could build the perfect situation for myself, I would want like a cabin not too great off of his, like nothing crazy, just a humble
You going
cabin.
central heating?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was
all
like,
right,
yo,
all right.
I would have a shit ton of solar panels, but also have electricity in the sense where like my first source of energy would be from the solar. And then anything that I like, if I run it out, like the batteries or however that works.
So what is the appeal? Just to feel like you're a cowboy, or is it just simplicity?
Simplicity.
I want to understand the appeal.
Because like, well, to me, it's just like to completely change your mindset, 100%. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's like when you're in that situation, you're not worried about anything. You're not worried about anything hardcore about social issues. You know what I'm saying? Because like in that time, you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck about anything. You know what you see? Like you're not worried about like if your neighbor is black, gay, whatever. You're just like, I gotta get out there and fucking harvest that corn. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, it's just like your priorities line back up, and that's like the whole not knowing what to do with all that extra time. I feel like that's a blessing in disguise in the sense that like our biggest curse is we want it now.
I think I'd be worried about getting sick, because if you get sick in that time period, you're dead.
Well, this is 2017.
Well, I'm talking about if you did that today, like I said, unless you went to an actual. I guess though that's what you're saying though.
Yeah,
Modernize it.
Yeah.
Still go to a hospital if you get
Exactly.
sick and all that. But yeah, I feel you. Okay.
But live humbly. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like that's a good lifestyle to live right there. You know, because like that's the number one problem everybody has is like I feel like I'm working for nothing. That way of living right there. But like I said, you would have to have upfront costs.
Purpose. It brings the purpose
like,
back.
Hey,
yeah,
I know
yeah.
what I'm working for. And I feel like that would really get you out of bed in the morning. Is to be like, oh hey, me planting this food out there is going to be food in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's going to like trickle down and I'm going to see like the end of it, or you know what I'm saying, like a small portion of it. Everything you do is going to benefit you. Everything you don't do, it's going to be noticeable. You know what I'm saying?
I was thinking Evil Dead when he put that trap door in, by the way.
Yeah,
but
100%
yeah.
when I seen this too. And that's what I think homie did. He just got so bored. See, he got so bored that he just started building up on his house. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's cool because like it teaches you to be patient. Because you can't go out, like Mother Nature don't give a fuck about your time periods. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to be like, well, let me make this corn grow faster. It's going to be like, it's ready when it's fucking ready. So then you start really thinking about how to use your time because you have so much of it on your hands. You're like, yo, I'm going to fucking put a door handle in, you know? And I feel like it would change just like your whole demeanor and everything. Like homie just built the table, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like he got so bored he just started improving his situation. That's like if like me and you were living in the woods, hanging out, we would eventually pick up our instruments and start playing, right? And then it would go from like us just thinking of cool bass lines / riffs to play to us just doing like that Dead South shit. You know, it's like fucking us playing some fucking bluegrass music on our front porch. And then we would add lyrics to it just because we'd have so much time on our hands. We're like, why not? And then I feel like when somebody could like come through the woods and hear us singing, they'd be like, oh, that shit sounds like shit. We're like, yo, we don't give a fuck. You know why? Because for the past fucking 5 years, we haven't heard any music. So the fact that it's a harmonica playing in the fucking front porch, that's cool to us, you know? But I feel like he gets really in touch with everything. Yeah, you chilling out there in that situation, like you have more time to really appreciate your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Now, the thing that I can't stand is like certain people. You ever seen Into the Wild?
No.
It's about this dude. I think it's the name of the movie. It's about this dude. It's based off a true story. Who just like one day decides to fucking like burn his social security card and fucking his driver's license, give his car away, and just live out in the woods. That's a horrible way of analyzing it, and in execution, because nature doesn't give a fuck about you or your spirituality.
Spirituality, yeah.
Appreciate you. It doesn't give a fuck about that. Like if you see a bear and you're a hippie, it's not going to be like, the bear's not going to be like, oh, he's one with nature. The bear's going to be like, I'm going to fucking eat you, bro, because I don't give a fuck about any of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like nature is something you really got to respect, because if you just go out there and dumbassly, I'm going to go out here and just fucking be one with it, it's going to chew you up. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, nature doesn't care. There's no learning curve with nature. Nature's not like, oh, well, you didn't know how to grow crops this year, so here's a shit ton of food, wheat, fruit, and vegetables, care package to you. It's gonna be like, no, well, enjoy starving. Fucking long ass winter ahead of you. I hope I see you.
Yeah. See, I can get along with a whole modernized version, a little bit more modernized, but still humble. I can get down with that.
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
I'm not saying I want to live like Amish, no electricity. I'm saying like if everybody's that worried about the earth, that's the thing that kills me. It's like, oh, let's not use plastic straws. But what about your fucking car? You know, what about fucking this? What about this?
You know what's messed up about
there's
that whole
1,000
movement?
ways you can live humbly.
McDonald's called all those people out. You know what happened?
What?
So they inserted those bins for your straws, so you could recycle them. Nobody recycled them. Nobody was using them, and they reported it like, "Yo, we invested into this. We got rid of the whatever the one straw was. We switched everything, and people still aren't recycling. Like we literally put it right next to the trash, and they're still not recycling."
Yeah. Well, it's like I remember recycling was big when I was a kid. Everybody, that was the new trend that everybody wanted to do. And then we figured out that like the garbage people were just throwing it with the trash. They were like, "Oh yeah, we'll recycle this," just fucking chalking it in because
It's a lot less money. They can pocket that money. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. See, that's the way that you know 100% that you're living as humbly as you can. Think about if everybody right now in America, because you can't control the world. Everybody in America. All right, see, that was another theory that they're saying is starting to come true. Is like internet. So back in like 80s, early 90s, pretty much to the late 90s, you would say, everybody moved to giant cities, L.A., all these big cities and shit.
Chasing careers. Yeah, chasing careers.
Because you had to.
Yeah.
But now the internet, you could do pretty much anywhere from anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Anything from anywhere. So now, like they say, within like the next 20 to 40 years, everybody will be spread out again because there's no need to live in those cities. The only people that go live there is the people who want to live in a city environment. And it's like, what if everybody lived like that? You know what I'm saying?
You think time's going to repeat itself and people are going to want that?
I think before push comes to shove, whatever does us in as the planet, not just America, but it's going to go back to like a Western, like a modernized Western type of like feel. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be like cars are going to be like, yeah, cool, but only the up and ups are going to have cars. It's going to go back to riding animals and shit like that. That's how I see like, fuck it, if you're really about saving the planet, that's the step you got to take. You know what I'm saying?
End everyone else's life.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe I was getting off of it. Like, yo, this is how I'm going to take over the world. I'm warning you.
Yeah.
This is how people should live.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what
Exactly. No, it just seems like that's the way to live. Like that right there, it doesn't matter. That dude does it, even if he's using plastic or whatever. That dude's like, the fucking ratio between him polluting and him doing good is way better. He can use fucking plastic straws every day. It wouldn't matter.
I like how the dog's just been chilling out,
Yeah,
following
dude.
him faithfully.
See, that was cool. It was cool to me. It's just like random. He just got a dog. So that tells you there. He's like, fuck, just chilling there by myself. I bet you him and that dog's tight as fuck, though. You know what I'm saying? Because he doesn't see that as just a dog now. Like, that's
Hey, he's sitting there giving him a drink out of his hand,
Yeah.
man. Look at that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he appreciates the fuck out of that dog more than the people that are like, I want a dog. I want the ideal of a dog. You know what I'm saying? That dude appreciates the fuck out of that dog because it's been him and that dog in a fucking cabin for like a year. Just chilling. You know what I'm saying? Just like I guarantee that dog appreciates him more than the normal dog who just sees you as a provider. You know what I'm saying? Look how tight they are. Like he's in the middle of the wild.
Yeah, I'm really getting those vibes.
There's literally a fucking 1,000 things that could distract that dog. Like deer, animals, rabbits. You know what I'm saying? The dog's like, no, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like the ultimate level of content. Now, however, if you couldn't be that person that could, like, you always wanted attention, or you wanted social. Look at the little dog's feet. If you wanted social interaction, that's not the way. You couldn't do that. Like, think about how proud he is to just catch that fish. He's like, fuck yeah, dude, no more fucking eating, sheep or whatever the fuck I've been eating all day. Or all year. Look how beautiful that is, man. That's still today. That's like a year ago. That's how the earth still could look. You know? Like, think about that. Like, think about if you took a picture right now and put it in black and white, you'd be like, that's probably from the 1800s. That's a year ago, bro.
I know, that's what's crazy to me. It's beautiful outside. He comes back in, and you're instantly reminded it's not just some dude hunting. This is some dude actually making his life like this.
I wonder what was the
adding all the extra rowboats and the deer antlers on the top of the house.
That's what I'm saying. He just got so bored, he started decorating his house.
Just check out.
He's building little fucking shelves and fucking cabinets. See, it's like it's
He
fucking
was
cool,
working
right?
on he was working on a diesel truck a couple years ago.
Yeah. Now he's just chilling.
David Bowie sitting up on a tree.
Yeah. It's like, what do you think was the thing that happened to him that pushed him into that? Like, I'm gonna go fucking live in the woods.
Well, he talks about it out of his own mouth. He
This is a
said,
different dude.
"Oh, well, I don't know then." I feel like a lot of people say it, and he's just one of those people that's like, you know what? I think I can do it. I think I can take a limited amount of supplies. I know how to do this. I have basic knowledge of everything. I'm not an electrician, but I don't really need to be. But I know construction.
Homie's building a sink.
Okay, he went to the store and bought that.
Yeah, 100%. Like if you notice, there's a lot of shit he does buy from. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know if you've seen it or not, but when he upstairs, he's got like a loft, and around the corner of his cabin, he's got lights.
Let's see, that stuff ain't cheap either.
He's low key building a sink out of just copper.
That's expensive too.
I just feel like I would buy just a sink and just be over it. You know what I'm saying?
Probably be cheaper.
There's definitely a lot of things I feel like he does that he just wants the experience of doing it, you know? But it's like I don't want that. It's not so much that I want the experience of like, oh, I know how to build a sink, as much as being like, yo, I could live out Western style with a little modern twist here and there.
In about 10 years, if you're in that spot where you got that ability to just go out and buy like 10 acres of land, is that what you're gonna be about?
100%. Like I've already decided. Like if I ever get to that point, Maynard had this like example where he's like, all Tool was it was a thing that I did that I was going to do that got me money to go do more stuff that I could do and I wanted to do. And then that gave me more money to do stuff I wanted to do. That's how I got the winery. It was just, I did this thing, I got paid for it. So then I'm going to that fueled me to do something else, which fueled me to do something else. And then before you know it, I got like 80 acres of land with wine. Me, if I ever got that big paycheck, it was like, I was raking in royalties, I'd be like, yo, this is the last time you're going to see this face again. And I would just buy a random spot.
Dave Chappelle it?
Yeah.
You're just going to Dave Chappelle
I'm
it.
just going to buy a random spot of land. I'm going to have my cabin built. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to do it because I don't trust myself to be like, because in the middle of winter, I'm like, oh, fuck, I fucked up because I ain't never built a cabin.
Yo, Alex, I'm
I'm
crashing
gonna
that
die.
house.
Yeah, exactly. But like, what I would do is I would fucking just live off the grid in the sense that nobody would know where it was. Live out in the woods. I would have guns, the basics, but it would be like probably like a little bit bigger cabin than what he's got, just for the sake of people coming to see me and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And then fucking have guns and just fucking live out there and just be about it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like what we would realistically do is have a house built from scratch, just a regular modern house.
Yeah.
And then somewhere way off in a different state, have totally different like cabins.
Yeah.
Maybe within driving distance, so we're not like, yo, every 6 months we're gonna check it, make sure we weren't robbed.
Have you ever seen the Chronicles of Riddick?
Yeah.
Where he's on the planet, he's got the
Yeah.
giant beard.
Yeah,
That'd
yeah.
be me. You just I would come out of like the mountains in like a year with this giant ass beard and this dog. I'm like, what's up? How's everything? So, oh, dude, fucking Hillary's president. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going back up to the mountains. Yeah. That would be what was cool to me. Is like, I was thinking about that. Like, I would want internet just for the sole purpose of like video gaming. You know what I'm saying? Because, like you said, I feel like that's stupid just to be like, all right, hey, like if I have my cabin built, so obviously it's not this situation where I'm building everything.
Right.
If I have my cabin built, why would I not use my time the way I want to? You know what I'm saying? As far as just sitting around doing nothing. Like I would still garden and do all that. Like that's what I would go there for. But like you said, like harvest, if I can.
So you want the modernized living where, so far as like the medical, that's the word I was looking
exactly.
for. The medical and like the gaming and all that shit to keep you occupied, but you just want to grow your own food.
Yeah. So I'd be cool with the whole horse and buggy. Because it would take a second because I don't know anything about horses. I'm kind of skittish by them, which is a big no-no to be around horses and be scared of them because they get sensitive and they just punk you out. So I'd have to punch it in the jaw a couple times and let it know what's up. No, I'm just kidding. Come back and my jaw be all fucked up where it kicked me. Yeah. But anyway, but hey, horse, I just let you know I ain't fucking scared of you, bro. Dude's like, what? Anyway, so fucking I would horse and buggy it, dude. Because I feel like that's even cool. Like Amish people, when I'd see them drive like their whole family on the horse and buggy, I was like, that's dope. Because they this journey, as something they had to plan
So
for.
pretty much you're saying that you just want to be in nature and away from people.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the gist of it. You just want to be in nature and away from people.
I would want internet so I could play Red Dead and shit like that. And then if for whatever reason people can get a hold of me, you know what I'm saying? But as far as like
come down with my Alex, you haven't visited, bro. You're like 3 weeks away from me. Yeah. You're like, hey, don't be a dick.
Yeah, but I would solely pretty much do it for. I wouldn't want to do it for TV or for.
No, not at all.
Fucking,
That'd be super
politics
uncomfortable.
or anything.
Super
you know what I'm
uncomfortable.
saying? Yeah.
For when you run for president.
Yeah, dude, that should be so fucking cool. You know how cool it would be to live like that. Because, like I said, it just gets your priorities straight. Because, like, all right, if that dude, like I said, doesn't care about anything going on in the world. The same way with the cowboys. It's like, cowboy movies. You ever see, like, in cowboy movies where, like, the army comes up and gives...
He's got Don just so... Yeah, see, I love it. I love it.
Where the cowboys come up and they give, the army, they give this family that lives out in the middle of nowhere, like, news. Like, Abraham Lincoln's president now. And they'd be like, all right. And they're like, well, we're the army, so we need to stay here. And they'd be like, no. But we're the government. And they're just like, I don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the cool, because they don't care. Like, because what they're talking about in D.C. or wherever, wherever the hub was at the time, irrelevant to them. It's just like when the government passed a new law. Irrelevant to the people in California, in the Wild West days. Don't give a fuck about it. We're in the Wild West. We have our own set of laws. All I'm worried about is the sheriff. You know what I'm saying?
That would be kind of cool. I feel I want to. I don't know the full story, but I saw that there was a town that you can do this in. You can go live out a cowboy fantasy, a full cowboy fantasy.
I'd be down for that. Would you do it?
The way that they showed, I would, because it's essentially like you could do anything. You can go murder. Like you can murder. You can't rape, but you can they have murder like simulations like that. It's a whole town of
guns with like paint bullets.
Like I said, I cannot remember the full story because I remember like people were like, bro, because the whole thing was it's essentially a village.
I'm murdering Murphy.
He killed my paw. But they said the whole theory was this dude built this old wild west town. It looks just like out of Red Dead. It looks legitimate. And he said I get like 50 actors. And the whole thing is you go in there and you start off with this basic character, blah, 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 and you build yourself up. It's like a real life video game. Imagine being able to enter Red Dead and play as your character.
Like sword art, Red Dead.
Yeah. That's essentially, they said that's essentially what they were aiming for. I don't know if this was an experiment or a real thing you can go to, but I saw it. I remember seeing it on Facebook because people were like, oh, I'd totally do this. Yeah. And this dude's like, I kill like 3 people. Because when they kill him, he said everything resets at the end of the day. So you start your story, you do your whole day, and then at the end of it, and when you kill is back to life, it resets. You know what I'm saying? Because it sounded really rad. Like I said, I hope it was more than just an experiment. I hope it was like legitimate because the guy's like 50 actors, you build your own story, it resets at the end of the time period, and you do what you want. You get to live out your own fantasy. How crazy would that be?
That'd be dope as fuck.
That's
like it's like the whole gun control thing, right? It's like you got the side that wants guns to be like, well, we use them for hunting, blah blah blah, which I think is bullshit. I'd rather you just come out straight with the argument that I just want guns. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your right. Like you don't need an excuse on why you want guns. You get guns. So that's like the people. It's like I hunt, but do you hunt enough? Will weapons really affect your way of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you hunting every day? Does every one of your some dude I seen argue that, and everybody called him out. It was a dude I worked with at Walmart. He's like, I need my guns because I hunt. And my supervisor at times like, shut your bitch ass up. He's like, there's no way you fucking hunt that much that would, because he's like, if you take away my guns, you're basically killing my family. And then my supervisor's like, shut your bitch ass up. You don't hunt that. When's the last time you hunted? He's like, last fall. He's like, have your fat ass ate since fall? He's like, because it was like fucking fall already. So he's talking about like a year
so it's
away.
been a solid year. Yeah.
He's like, well, yeah. He's like, what's your fat ass eat? How many times your fat ass eat? He just kept calling him fat. Your fat ass eat McDonald's? He's like, I see you and your fucking old lady eating fucking McDonald's all the time. He's like, yeah. He's like, all right, well then shut the fuck up. Just come out and say, hey, you don't want to lose your guns. Like, that's cool. That's an argument. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're all adults here. That's what I hate. I hate when somebody tries to give you an excuse. It's like if you're chilling with somebody and they're like, like you're eating something, and instead of them being like, "Yo, can I have some of that?" I'm a little hungry. They're just like, "What are you eating over there? Cake? I like cake. What kind of cake is that? Strawberry cake? I like strawberry cake. Strawberry cake's good. Just come out and be like, hey, can I have some of that?" Still waiting for me to offer it to you. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of sabotage on you. Tell me those 2 stories that you told me a couple weekends ago. The concussion story and the wood story.
Pull this on
now,
me.
you don't have to tell the names of who you did the wood stick story to because of legal purposes, but you just make up a name and say
John Smith.
John Smith. All right. So which one are you starting with first? The concussion story or the
I'll start with the stick story.
Negan story?
And the Negan. I didn't think about it like that.
All right, yeah, tell the Negan story because that's my favorite.
Hold on. Let me.
Do we have enough time?
All right, so the whole thing was a friend of mine, we'll call him Bobby, was like, yo.
Oh, Bobby Hill.
Oh, Bobby Hill had this idea. He's like, yo, let's do a jackass thing. Let's get like 9 dudes, and everybody will get a name.
And beat them off. Go ahead.
So we'd all get a name, and then you have to, like, that's the kind of shit you would do, right? And so, but low-key, we didn't think about it that hard. We were just like, this guy got Pontius, so you're the fat guy.
What's funny is me and my friends went through a jackass phase too. I guess it's a white guy thing. It's like a white guy thing. It's just dress up like the Joker.
It's
You know
up the Joker, baby.
we go through different phases of being white. All right, go ahead.
All right, so fast forward. It's me, Bobby, and John Smith. We'll call him. We're at his house. I was thinking, we were talking Indians, and I was thinking,
just went straight to Pocahontas. Go ahead.
It's the only Indian I know. Anyway.
He's not Indian. He's the white man.
Tonto. I meant Pocahontas, jackass.
You said John Smith.
My bad, bro. My bad.
He's
John
the
Smith.
Indian I know. Well, he's a white guy. Go ahead.
Anyway, so we're chilling at his house, and we were just looking for something to do, and the whole thing was the idea came up to hit him in the head with a stick.
Did you pitch the idea?
Well,
So we were just sitting around. I was like, "Let me hit you in the head with a fucking stick right quick." All right, cool. Go ahead.
No, the whole thing was he was just like, "Yo, we gotta do something," and
You're like, "I know what we can do."
no, it was a conversation. I'll say that. Bobby was like, "Yo, we got like, bro, what if we do this and do that?" And I was like, "Bro, what if we break a stick on someone's head?" So we're like, "Yo," it was a group effort anyway. And John Smith, John was like, "Yo, I'll do it." I was like, all right. So then we start looking around for the stick, and it wasn't just like a twig. The idea was to get a log.
Yeah, but did you pick up a twig?
At first, we picked up kind of like this like twiggy
And
kind of
what did you
log,
say?
and I was like, "That's not thick enough." What I did is I took it and I was like, "Bro, that's nothing." And I
Your
broke it
exact
out.
words to me that you said was, "No, dude, that's not going to hurt. That's not big enough."
I'm getting there because I remember I didn't say. Oh shit! Did I say it? No. I feel like I grabbed it and I was just like, "Bro, I could break that."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I didn't say that wouldn't hurt." I was like, "Yo, I ain't nothing. I could break
it
that."
over your leg. Like, look, this. That's pretty much saying for being a bitch. That wouldn't hurt you.
I was young. Anyway, so then Bobby goes back in the house. I remember I was trying to hold the camera, and I found a bigger log. I broke off like the end of a tree.
Got a freaking stump.
I feel like a piece of shit. Every
Fucking
time I
walking
do it.
tall, man.
So anyway, so we're like, all right, yo, I got this thicker log, and the idea was I had to break it over it, one-handed while holding a camera. And so, but low key, John Smith was getting super nervous. It was like, "Dude, just do it. Dude, just do it. Just do it." I was like, "All right, bro." And we did it in 2 takes. In the first take, he blacked out. So I was like, "All right." And you see the camera move up and whoop, how? And you just see him kind of catch himself. You're gonna make me laugh, bro. So you catch.
He's beating the fuck out of your friend. He's like, he's like, knock him out cold. And you're like, "Yo, bro, get up. We got to do it again."
So anyway, so the first time it happens and he falls, he almost falls to the ground, but he catches himself, and his eyes are doing this like he's doing this, like blinking a lot, and his eyes are getting real wide, and then he's like, bro, I blacked out for a minute.
Yeah, because I ain't no pussy. So like, what type of hit was it? Was it just like a quick? Or was it like a full?
No, it was a full on, like, I gotta, because I was like, yo, if I don't hit him hard enough, it's not gonna break.
Yeah, it's gonna look stupid. Did it break? No, you just hit him as hard as you fucking could, and the stick still didn't break. You just neganed him pretty much.
So anyway, but it was one handed though, so I kind of like, because I remember.
Yeah, like, bro, I gotta prop this.
So then Bobby comes back. So then Bobby comes back, and he's like, yo, what's going on? Why's Tyler acting weird? I'm like, don't worry about it. John's like, oh, bro, I got a headache. And he's so then Bobby takes the camera, and I'm like, all right, I got both hands now. My plan was if I could hit him in the right spot in the skull, it would be harder. So I was like, I'm gonna hit him in the front, like right here, like in the frontal lobe.
Still holding the camera?
Well, Bobby was.
Right,
So Bobby
now
came
you're
back. So
getting both
Bobby,
hands
so Bobby got back, and then I had both hands on. I was like, all right, I got it.
Now you're really
But John,
fucking
so then John was like, all right, just do it. Like he was like, I don't know if I would do it. Then we convinced him. He's like, oh no, just do it.
I convinced him because I had a fucking giant stick, and I was like, yo, if you don't, I'm gonna fucking hit you with it off camera. Regardless, I have a fucking stick, and you're gonna do what I say.
So Bobby was scared. He's like, all right, bro, yo, but he just missed the whole front part of me. I was killing this kid. So then I'm just like, I felt kind of bad, but then I'm like, yo, do it for the vine. I draw back, and I'm just like, whoa, and this time he goes straight to the ground. It was just a full whoop. I just face plants, bro. He went down so hard, and it cracked a little bit, but it didn't. I just remember like, oh, bro, we got to do it again. I don't think I said it like that. I just remember I was like, oh, I didn't break. and then but John was like on the ground. He's like, bro, I just fuck it. And he starts getting super mad, and he just storms off. And Bobby's like, yo, it didn't break. I'm just like, I know, bro. He just left though. He just left though. I just remember like, but John was always the one that John Smith was always the one that we could just talk him into. Yeah, he was the only one who would listen and do it.
Concussion story.
All right,
you can sum it up. You gotta give every detail. You know.
So my friend had this like little motorcycle, and I was riding it, and it was like 6 a.m. and we decided to go walking. And the way his house was, Bobby's house, once again, it was right across from a gas station, and in front of it was just this road. He was out there in the country, and it goes uphill and around to a church. And so we were gonna go walk, and I was like, bro, let me drive that little motorcycle. And in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna feel real cool because I want to listen to Marilyn Manson or whatever the music was. I'll just say Marilyn Manson, and I would go up this hill. So I had these Apple headphones. I didn't realize that was a big no-no when you're riding motorcycles. I now know this, but so I'm sitting there driving handless, and I'm just driving up. I put it in my ear, and out of nowhere, my head starts getting slammed down to the fucking, like the bike's trying to get one's head. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just slamming me down so hard. I'm just like, dude. But the second time when it does it, because at first I try to fight it, and it flips. The whole bike flips. It lands on me, smashes my head into the street. I bust my temple. Thank you for laughing. I bust my head. I bust my temple on the when it lands on me. It bashed my head because I caught myself with both my arms up here, like I'm blocking, like a UFC fighter, like blocking a punch.
You didn't know there was something coming up from behind, though, did you?
No, not at all. It got me with that roundhouse. And then, so it lands on me. My temple busted open. Both my arms from the wrist to the elbow was just complete skin and bone. It was horrible. like a whole like line of blood was going up. But the worst part is it dragged me uphill.
Yeah.
Like I bounced and then it dragged me all the way up this hill to like the middle of where this three-way was. And apparently, I remember that I laid there for a minute. I blacked out. Probably, universe karma. I blacked out, and I remember waking up. Apparently, Bobby says that I started seizing out a little bit. So, mind you, my face is covered in blood. There's a streak of blood going from my arms. I'm bleeding a lot. I was seizing on the ground. And I remember waking up and I looked up at him, and there's blood just running down my face, and my glasses flew off. Somehow did not get hurt. I'm Art, go there. And I just remember he lived out in the country, so there's this little old woman in this little house going, "Is he okay?" Right, and I just remember he looked down at me. Yeah, he's good. I'll never forget that. I was like, bro, I almost died because of you. So anyway, you ever look at a light and you see nothing but purple dots?
I've done LSD before, yes.
So I thought I was tripping. I was tripping hard. I couldn't hear anything. Like one by one, all of my senses started disappearing. I had a concussion. Clearly.
I also had a concussion too. Yeah.
One by one, and I had this massive surging spike in my head. Like I had a headache, but it was
Like a fucking dirt bike fell on your head.
yeah, pretty much. And it's like, bro, did you hit me in the head? Damn, Conor McGregor, calm it down. Yeah. But anyway, so I couldn't even get up. I could not. My arms would buckle. I couldn't feel them. And I couldn't feel much of anything, to be honest with you, except for pain. And I just remember he helped me up. He had to hold me, like my hand over his shoulder because I couldn't walk. Yeah. And my vision was going, my hearing, I could barely talk. Again,
is he okay? He's like, yeah, we're good.
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. Yeah, he turns around. Yeah, the motherfucker turns around. He's just like, yeah, he's good. We're just going to go, I'm going to lay him down. Or set him down. I can't remember. Anyway, so we're walking downhill. I'm following the whole time. Yeah. I'm like, at the time, I was probably just 250, 230, 250, something like that. And we go all the way down. The first thing that happens is I'm still bleeding profusely. So he's like, "Oh, bro, you're getting blood on my shirt." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man. I'm sorry. You're right. Let me just drag to the door, And we go into the house, and there's 6 other dudes there, like because we used to just hang out there all the time because his parents don't give a fuck, clearly. And, I just remember, like, he damn near dragging me in, and they're like, "Oh, bro, what happened?" I'm like, "I fell." I just remember I said, I think he said he's like, "Oh, he like crashed or something." I don't know.
I wasn't there.
And I just remember he's like, "All right." They're like, "Oh shit, bro." So we take him in. He goes into a hallway down to this open room, and I sit down in a chair. And I just remember like the pain kept growing, like in my head, it pulsating. It hurt so bad. My brain was bleeding. Yeah. And I remember he kept trying to stop the bleeding. I'll give him that. He at least tried to stop the bleeding, but I just kept bleeding through it. He tied like those big pads you can get for like, if you got hit by a cannonball or something. I don't know. Like I've seen the big pads. Yeah. I'm like gauze, pad. We tried everything. I just kept bleeding through everything. We couldn't get it. The arms never stopped bleeding.
Next time, try super glue.
All right. I'm just going to Rambo it and light it on fire. Well, be honest with you. Some man. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that never happens again. That hurt.
I'm just saying, like, if you ever got a large cut like that and just in a pinch, squeeze it together, super glue it.
All right.
You should definitely go to the hospital and also get stitches, but that's,
to
calm the situation.
So the best part was, I'll never forget, I'm just like, bro, man, so like this hurts so bad. Like my head won't stop. I can't relax. The room is spinning. Vertigo is starting to kick in. I felt horrible. I'm bleeding. The temple, we got to stop a little bit for the most part, just with a big pad. I'm like, bro, I don't feel good. He's like, oh, why don't you sleep it off, bro? He's like, bro, just lay down and sleep. And then, and I was like, all right. I can't remember if I got up on the bed because, as you can imagine, every now and then I would black out for a second. Yeah. So the memory's kind of shaky. I remember most of it, though. I don't remember seizing, but that was the thing. Anyway, so I get up on the bed and I'm laying there, and he said, Bobby walked through the open hallway back to the open room. And he's like, I was already knocked out. He's like, bro, you just lay down and fucking, you were out of it in a second, like cold out of it. And so then that was 6 a.m., right?
Yeah.
This is 7 p.m. I wake up. And I wake up to the sound of his mom screaming at him, like, bro, you dipshit, you're not supposed to let him sleep. He had a concussion, blah, 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 blah. You dumbass. I just ripping him apart. He's like, oh, I didn't know any better, Mom. You know, meanwhile, I'm still knocked out with a concussion.
Hey, can y'all keep it down in there? My head hurts.
I just remember I felt better. It still hurt like a motherfucker. I still had a massive headache. And my arms were still kind of bleeding. But I felt probably 40%
How
better.
long did you sleep?
From 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., so what, 13 hours? Yeah.
All at once, no getting up.
No, he said I was out cold the entire day. I don't remember getting up. I don't remember anything happening. He just said, bro, I walked there and back like 5 seconds and you were out of it. You were
just
you
on
were
the verge
gone.
of death.
I was knocking on heaven's door, bro. And I just remember I got out, and the second I walked in, she went from, oh, hey, honey, how you doing? And the next thing I remember, Dad pulls up. She's like, I already called your parents. Or my parents called. I don't know. She called the parents. Dad showed up. And the only thing he had to say to me is he turned around. Because I wasn't wearing a helmet or anything. So they always were like, you're a dumbass. And he's like, so, were you stupid before or after? And he's like,
Legit
also,
question.
you know your mom's about to kill you, right? I got big pads on my head and on my arms. Yeah.
I always appreciate that story. You don't gotta give all the details about you getting bitched out, but yeah, 100%. If I could, what a dummy! I was just gonna go to sleep. I'm bleeding from my fucking temple. It's definitely something you should sleep off.
Well, all right, man. I think that'll sum it up. Now
Yes,
that you,
sir. Merry
I didn't
Christmas.
realize you were gonna ask me that. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Have a Merry Christmas. Almost died.
Deck the halls.
All right, bro. Deuces.